Vocabulary development is an essential component of studying English. According to several academics, actual communication is the outcome of equitable and efficient vocabulary development as opposed to knowing grammatical structure solely. However, while another learners claim to grasp the new vocabulary words during the class, they quickly forget them. This may be due to their inability to employ these terms in their discussion. According to their research, vocabulary contributes to the development of cognitive skills and improved comprehension. Learners with poor vocabulary scores have poor understanding scores, whereas learners with excellence or understanding vocabulary scores have good or high understanding scores. Learners requires a variety of spontaneous term tactics. Teaching practice must try to involve learners in complex to understand about word definition, term connections, and how to utilize words in various circumstances. This form of extensive in-depth training is most likely to have an impact on understanding. This video will help you to expand your vocabulary by learning these two important topics in studying English: the proper use of prefixes and suffixes. So without further ado, let's get started. Today, we will tackle a very interesting topic about the proper use of prefixes. But let's get to know first what is a prefix. A prefix is an affix which is placed before the stem of a word. Prefix is also a syllable or group of syllables added to the beginning of a word to alter its meaning. Prefixes help to add complexity to the English language and make it possible to create new words that are easily understood by speakers everywhere. Understanding a few prefix examples will help you to apply logic to new words and decode them appropriately. Pre is a Latin word that means before, and fix means to attach. Prefixes can change the meaning of the root word in all kinds of ways.
Now, let's cite some examples so we can understand it further. The prefix re is very common. It means again. Examples where the prefix is used are reread, rewrite, and reconnect. We can see that in the first word, the prefix re is attached to the root word read. Knowing that re means again, what do you think the first word reread means? If you guess to read again, then you're correct. What about the next word, rewrite? The root word is write and we use the prefix re. What do you think it means? Yes, it means to write again. You're doing really great. Here are more examples of the most common prefixes used and how they can change the root word. First, we have by. The prefix by means to. So, if it is added at the start of a word, it indicates that there are two of something in it. For example, bicycle. It means that the cycle has two wheels. Moving on, we have a prefix called X. It means former. So this is used to indicate that something had a former relationship, it doesn't exist anymore, or it is already done. Example for this is ex-boyfriend. Last but not the least is a prefix called on. It is used to create a negative form of a root word to make it sound less appealing to the audience. Examples for these are unattractive, unwanted, and unexpected.
Now let's move on with prefix that negate. Several prefixes serves to make the new word means the opposite, or nearly the opposite of the original meaning of the base word. Here's an example. on, meaning without or lacking. Examples: amoral, Anabaptist, anonymous. Let's see the meaning of amoral. Now we know that the root word is moral. Now adding the prefix a, what would the new word mean? That's right! It means lacking of moral sense.
There are many more prefixes that don't negate the original meaning of the root word attached to it, but rather it alters it in unique ways, such as expressing relationships of time, place, or manner. First example for this is the prefix ko, kong, or kon. It means with or together. Example for this are coexist, commiserate, or contact. Now, let's emphasize the word coexist. Exist is the root word and ko is the prefix that has been added to the word exist. That now gives us a new word with a new meaning. Coexist meaning to exist together or simply to live peacefully or tolerantly in the same place.
Suffixes. Do you know what suffixes are? If not, it gives me a great pleasure to discuss suffixes with you. Let's all learn about these topics together. So let's start with suffixes. To begin, what are suffixes? What exactly do suffixes means? When using words in a sentence, suffixes are very important. It's similar to a chord or string of letters that goes at the end of a root word, changing or adding meaning to it. Suffixes are a subset of affixes. Allow me to elaborate on this topic while also making sure you understand every single meaning of the word and why the suffixes are involved. Let's dig a little deeper. Suffixes are a group of letters that are added to the end of a word. I will give you a very detailed information that you all need to know about, and I will provide examples later on. If you're confused about what suffixes means, this is the place to start. Suffix means below or after, which is derived from the word suff and fix, means to attach. To attach after the word from the root word. Did you know there are 4 types of suffixes? Let's go exploring. First, there are noun suffixes, and we all understand what a noun is. It is a term used to describe people, things, and places. The second type is verb suffixes, which are used to describe action. The third type of suffix is an adjective, which is a phrase or attributes that is grammatically related to a noun and it's used to modify or describe it. Finally, an adverb is a word or expression that modifies a verb, adjective, and another adverb or a word group to express a relationship of place, time, manner, and so on. Everyone, we are just starting. Let's learn more. Did you know that learning and understanding suffixes, particularly for children, is essential because it is part of learning English grammar and to broaden their comprehension skill? It is important to begin learning suffixes at a young age, as using suffixes will undoubtedly increase their vocabulary. Let's all talk about 4 types of suffixes. The first type is noun. The other type of suffix is known as a noun suffix. But first, what exactly a noun? Noun are words that refers to individual, places, or things. Suffixes are letters or group of letters that are added to the end of a word. In other words, suffixes are used to create new words. We can create a noun by adding a suffix to a verb. For example, adding ion to the verb act result in the noun action. So here are some examples of adding suffixes to a verb to make it a noun. Everyone was overjoyed when a new puppy arrived. The verb arrive becomes a noun by adding d to it. Other suffixes that can be used to form noun include shone, Asian, ness, et, meant, ship, ants, ends, ear, or, and many more. As a result, we will divide them into several groups in order to understand or distinguish them based on their meaning. First, a noun that describes a profession or activity. ant, assistant, participant. E. Attendee, referee, guarantee. Eon, historian, librarian. Second, nouns describing devices. This suffixes refers to machinery, appliances, or devices. For instance, ER, computer, opener, or, alternator, razor. Finally, noun that describes abstract, for example, dome, kingdom, Asian, transformation. The second type is verb, suffixes for verb suffixes. The verb suffix ed. This suffix is applied to a root word to make it the past tense form of a verb. Examples include blocked, cold, and missed. Blocked, ed, cold, ed, missed, ed. Example sentence: Jory did not answer when interviewers called yesterday. Verb suffix en. It is commonly used to describe a specific subject's ability to develop or possess those characteristics. Examples include fastening, strengthening, and straightening. Example sentence: Politicians must strengthen their political capabilities in order to avoid public criticism. The verb suffixes er is an abbreviation, for this suffix is used to make an action progress further or to make an adjective comparative. Examples include faster, smaller, larger, and shorter. Example sentences are: If you practice more, you will be able to run faster. The third type is adverb. The adverb suffixes li. This is basically telling in what manner something is being done. Examples: creatively, simply, honestly, hardly. Example sentence: The dog simply barked at the visitors because the dog is not familiar. And the last type of suffixes is adjective. We had adjective suffixes, and here's why they're important. They describe noun, express anything you want to say, and make sentence completely meaningful. One way to create an adjective is to add a suffix to a noun form. The noun or verb plus suffix is equal to adjective. You can make adjective out of verbs or nouns by using the following suffixes. Examples: Adventure became adventurous. Politics becomes political. Dirt is an example of a word that become dirty. Create is an example of a word that has become creative. There's even more. Do you know that using suffixes in the form of adjective can help you construct and express sentences that are more complete? The following are some examples of common adjective suffixes: al and ical suffix. There are numerous words that we use these suffixes. Examples: noun words, education, with suffix adjective form, educational. Accident, accidental. Nation, national. Profession, professional. Universe, universal. Music, musical. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you learned a lot from our discussion. We hope to see you again on our next video. Goodbye!